Good day world, and welcome back to Stuff We Do, where we do all the knife stuff you love. Knife reviews, knife tests, knife modifications and outdoor stuff with knives. Today we had the biggest storm we had in 2020 so far, and it's night here. Because I had to wait for the storm to pass, because unfortunately I do my videos in the garage and it's got a tin roof. So yes, while it was raining, I couldn't hear myself, so I tried a video, but if I couldn't hear me, then you will definitely not hear me. Okay, today I want to talk about the Brooklyn Knife Show. When the Brooklyn Knife Show started, I cannot remember, you must go check the site. There was 14 custom knife makers. Today there's more than 60. There's also people that sell knife supplies. So in South Africa, this is the biggest thing we have for custom knife makers and people that want to get into knife making, because they even have things like grinders and whatnot, and anything you need to get into the hobby, forges and whatever. Okay, why are we looking at this knife again? Okay, if you hear things on the roof, it's rain. Okay, why are we looking at this knife again? This is one of my favorite custom knife makers here in South Africa. He's quite affordable and he makes wonderful knives. This is a Pieter van der Westhuizen handmade RSA knife. Okay, beautiful olive wood handles, and if I can remember correctly, this is some kind of Sandvik steel, maybe 12 or 14, I cannot remember, but check out the video. Yeah, it's in the playlist somewhere. Look at that grind. You know the hinderer, the slicey whatever blade shape? Look at this thing for slicey blade shape. Hollow grind, thin stock. This thing slices like nobody's business. And holding it and touching it, it's so smooth and wonderful. It's just a fantastic knife. Another thing I like about it, apart from the thumb stud, only one, it's got this top flipper part protruding there. So this is a wonderful knife. Okay, I think Pieter de Villiers, I think he calls it a large hunter, something like that, folding hunter, and then you get this beautiful sheath with it with his logo on there. Okay, Brooklyn Knife Show, let's get back to that. Why am I talking about this guy? Because he's going to be there, as well as a lot of other custom knife makers. Okay, before we talk about this whole knife making thing, whatever, two main ways of making a knife. We get stock removal, where you take a piece of metal and cut away everything that's not knife, and then you end up with a knife, and you attach the scales, and then you have a knife. Okay, or we get bladesmiths, which are people that beat some kind of metal or some piece of metal, a rod or a ball or a block or a whatever, into a knife shape, and then you just grind it to get the final dimensions to clean it up. Okay, now Niels van den Berg. I'm sorry, the rain on the roof, please just bear with me. Niels van den Berg is the coordinator for the Brooklyn Knife Show. Okay, fantastic knife maker, bladesmith, let me rather say, and then also he's got Black Dragon Forge, and they sell forges. Now I have a few people in the family that already bought forges from him, postbox and what and all kinds of different forges. So if you want to get into the whole knife forging thing, or just forging in general, blacksmithing thing. Anyway, Niels van den Berg, like a lot of knife makers here in South Africa, you go and you become part of the Knife Makers Guild of South Africa. They put you through a whole rigmarole and then you become one of them. Then what they do is they go and they become American Bladesmiths, the ABS, or what do you call it, American Bladesmith Society. I don't know what the S stands for. Anyway, you become a master bladesmith or a journeyman or whatever, and then you have credentials. You are, I don't know, you can start selling things overseas and people see you for the master in your field that you are. Now South Africa, excuse me, South Africa, we are extremely lucky because we have some of the best custom knife makers in the world. Even you overseas guys, think about people like Andre de Villiers and Chris Reeves. Yes, Chris Reeves was one of ours until 1985 when he went to America. Okay, we have a lot of wonderful custom knife makers here in South Africa. Actually, we have people that I went to last year, there by Dullstroom. Where is that? Mpumalanga, I think they call it these days. Eastern Transvaal in the olden days. Anyway, Heaven Forge. Now, this is actually Kevin and Heather. Kevin and Heather. They are both ABS bladesmiths and they are married. I think there's only like 2 or 3 couples like that in the world. So we have some of the best knife makers here. Now, the Brooklyn Knife Show is 4, 5 and 6 December. So you must start saving money already because it is quite expensive to go hang out there. Anyway, unfortunately this year I can only go on the Sunday due to other things and whatnot. So I can only go on the Sunday, which is quite bad for me because these are custom knife makers. They make knives and stuff and whatever to take with them because they show things and they sell things and whatnot. But unfortunately, if you only get there on the Sunday, all the things that I can afford have already been sold, and then I pretty much bankrupt my family for a few months. But that's no problem. We all love knives. A few years ago, I cannot remember if it was last year or whenever, I cannot even remember the guy's name. Anyway, he made this Mandela knife, Nelson Mandela knife, and there was all kinds of diamonds and rubies and things in there, and it was engraved, and it was the most beautiful thing. So I was lucky enough to see that in person. You can go look for that on YouTube, Mandela knife, whatever. And I think the guy was offered like close to R1 million for that knife. And then he decided, actually I cannot remember what happened, if he didn't sell it or whatnot. But anyway, so it's not your average knives. If you can go to the Brooklyn Knife Show, you will see wonderful things. Okay, also on the Sunday, because it's the Friday, the Saturday and the Sunday, on the Sunday they have their awards and you can win awards for things like Best New Knife Maker, Best Knife on Show, whatever. So if you are in South Africa, please go and check them out, local and all of those good things. And then if you are from overseas, I'm pretty sure if you go to the site, the Brooklyn Knife Show, you will have contact details for all the different knife makers, and you can contact them directly and they can help you out, and you can say what you want or see what they have and so on and so forth. So I'm going to add a video in here. It's like a promotional video from the Brooklyn Knife Show. Please enjoy and stay safe, happy, and have a good one. Bye bye.